What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And to my Wednesday morningers, congratulations. We have made it halfway up the mountaintop. Hump day is here. Monday and Tuesday is over. We only have the weekend to look forward to. It's a good day. All right, I have three lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Jacksonville Sheriff's Office holding a news conference following the viral traffic stop of Will McNeil. Also, Bill Cosby breaks his silence on Malcom-Jamal Wagner, and NBC fires back at the Diddler. In quick news, we're going to talk about Stephen Colbert, Donald Trump, Joe Budden, Astronomer's new CEO, Ozzy Osbourne, and Jay-Z and Beyonce. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Let's start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office holds news conference following viral traffic stop. All right. For those of you who didn't catch yesterday's episode, I think we talked about this on Monday or yesterday. You all should know by now, Will McNeil, the gentleman that was dragged out of his car by police, and the video's gone viral. We posted up on our Instagram page, the Trent Out Loud Show, and they held a news conference, and it's got everybody mad all over again, me included, because now the officers and the office are trying to make it seem like we didn't see what we saw on a video, which is ridiculous. I'm going to read this quickly to you, and then I have some more details, okay? On Monday, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office held a news conference following a viral traffic stop incident posted and reported by Will McNeil Jr. that included him being pulled through a broken window and receiving several blows to his face. During the conference, the sheriffs confirmed that although the officers involved have been cleared of criminal wrongdoing by the state's attorney office, the response by McNeil's resistance is now subject to a pending administrative review to determine if the officer's conduct was in violation of JSO policy. Now listen to this. Sheriff Waters stated, in this case, the cell phone camera footage that began virally circulating over the weekend does not comprehensively capture the circumstances surrounding the incident. Really? It doesn't? Sure looks like it to me. And that is to be expected. Part of that stems from the distance and the perception of the recording cell phone camera. Another part of it stems from the fact that the cell phone camera did not capture the events that preceded the officer's decision to arrest McNeil. Moreover, cameras can only capture what can be seen and heard. So much context and depth are absent from the recorded footage because a camera simply cannot capture what is known to the people depicted in it. I think a camera is going to capture what it's capturing, and we saw him being dragged out. Anyways, listen to the video conference. Take a listen.
Social media is not reality. One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading. Given that McNeil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public.
Okay, I want to add a little bit more context into this, okay? This incident happened February the 19th, 2025. McNeil was arrested for resisting arrest without violence. You've seen the video. He's literally sitting in the car, resisting arrest without violence. He was driving with a suspended license, and he was in possession of that Bob Marley stuff, less than 20 grams, okay? Now, on the next day, February the 20th, he pled guilty, and the judge accepted his plea. Now, March the 5th, McNeil got back his cell phone, and he never shared the video that he decided to share online with the police officers, okay? The police officers are saying, had he filed a complaint with them, the investigation would have started earlier. The officers are also saying the body cam footage did not show the him resisting arrest, and some other things, like what he said also. What I feel is like people are not talking about is, oh, okay, they're saying, Mr. McNeil, you had this video footage as of March the 5th. You decided to hold it all this time and then share it with social media, but you didn't share it with us.
After the resolution of this criminal case, McNeil took custody of his cell phone, the one he presumably used to record the footage. At no time, February to now, did McNeil contact JSO to file a complaint, nor share with the agency the cell phone footage that is circulated on social media.
He got a chipped tooth and 6 stitches in his lip. When you arrest somebody and you put them in the back of a cop car and you bring them to a police station and they're brought in, if their lip is broken, if their lip is cut and their tooth is broken, shouldn't that just in itself trigger an investigation? Why do we have to wait for the video to come out? The police are trying to say, we would have looked into this way before if he would have given us this video before. Now, nobody has interviewed McNeil. What's his first name? Will McNeil. We don't know why he kept the video from March the 5th until this past weekend. But I think, just my opinion, I think it's totally irrelevant because the police officers, not who arrested them, but the other ones in the precinct, they should have opened up an investigation or asked Will McNeil there, hey, did these officers chip your tooth and split your lip? Yeah, okay, cool. Boom, investigation. So just from that and the fact that these officers are like, well, the fact that we didn't have a video and the fact that the video can't capture everything, you could tell that they know that they were wrong from when they booked him all this time up until right now. And the only thing that they could come up with is, well, we can't just depend on a video. It just has me so mad. Like, we can't just depend on what we see on video. What's the point of having a video? What's the point of having body cams then? Like, it makes no sense. Anyways, this is going to continue. We haven't, from what I've heard, nobody has heard yet from Will McNeil. McNeil. And we'll follow up on this and let you guys know what's happening. But in the meantime, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our second lead story. All right, I have a little bit of an update for you guys on Malcom-Jamal Wagner. And then I have some video or audio of Bill Cosby speaking on Malcolm. So the update is Malcom-Jamal Wagner's family says he went for a solo swim just after sunrise near the Costa Rican resort where he was staying. An hour passed without his return, prompting his wife to contact authorities out of concern. Officials later discovered his body near a rocky coral area, approximately 100 to 200 feet from the shoreline. Authorities believe he was caught in an unexpected current. So people, of course, are still talking about this. Really sad. I also saw something online where people in the water discovered him, brought him into shore, and then authorities then pronounced him no longer with us. So just really sad all around. I have some audio from the first interview with Bill Cosby. I'm going to play some of it for you. And while we play it, I'm going to also put some pictures of Heathcliff Huxtable and Theo. Take a listen.
I don't know about his swimming. Mm-hmm. I don't know what came and got him, but I do know that he is an honest person and that media, I hope, will show the respect for him.
Yes.
Period.
It's just so sad that something like this would happen on a family vacation, you know? Ugh, but hey, accidents and things happen wherever and nothing could ever be predicted. It's just life, right? So anyways, once again, rest in peace and condolences to the Warner family. Just sad. Our third lead story. NBC Universal says Diddy's reputation was already damaged before the $100 million Lucifer lawsuit. NBC Universal is firing back at Diddy's defamation suit, urging a judge to dismiss the $100 million claim tied to the documentary Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. The media company insists the film is protected under free speech and reflects topics already widely reported. The documentary, which premiered on Peacock in January 2025, highlights Diddy's career, upbringing, and legal issues. In court documents obtained by All Hip Hop, Diddy claims the project falsely paints him as a violent predator and criminal mastermind, accusing it of pushing wild conspiracies and comparing him to Luther and Jeffrey Epstein. NBC, along with Peacock and Ample Entertainment, urges that the documentary did not add any new damages to Diddy's reputation. Their legal filing points out that Diddy's image had already taken a major hit from hundreds of civil lawsuits and his July 2025 conviction involving, SA, R word, etc., etc. They also note that the film touches on the passing of Kim Porter, Biggie Smalls, and Heavy D. NBC says it never accused Diddy of wrongdoing in those cases, instead stating the film merely explores public speculation already reported in mainstream media. So, if you guys remember, I think we reported on this a couple of months ago, where, of course, there were a lot of documentaries that we're well aware of. I think a lot of you guys are probably sick of them by now. But this one in particular kind of went where some documentaries didn't go and were alluding to a lot of things that most documentaries didn't want to touch. I recommend you guys check it out if you are into it still. But I think they might have an opportunity to win their case, and the judge might dismiss this. The fact that the court case has already been put out and been put public. It's been reported on by legacy media, new media. I was there. A bunch of people were there. So pretty much everything that was in the documentary was already put out. But the fact that they touched on some of the Biggie Small stuff and some of the Kim Porter stuff and alleged that Diddy may have had some involvement, those things were not in court at all. So like I said, NBC kind of was acting a little bit like a Jaguar, right? And kind of like acting like they're YouTubers, where YouTube has a little bit more, or I shouldn't say just YouTube, but independent media has a little bit more range than, let's say, an NBC. And of course, they're more liable because they're $1 billion company. We'll see what happens. If Diddy gets some sort of settlement out of this, it'll be a win. We do know that he spent a lot of money on lawyer fees. Let's see if the fact that NBC went a little bit more further, if they'll have to pay Diddy. Maybe Diddy might get a win. Actually, he still kind of got a win in court, but still in jail. So, but y'all know what I mean. A win civilly. How about that? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Stephen Colbert responds to Donald Trump celebrating his show's ending. So before I play what Stephen did, I'll read you what Donald Trump wrote. I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. He has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than both of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. I still can't believe that he's the president of the United States and writes like this. Sometimes I try to give him credit and be like, you know what? It's great that he, talks, non-political, and he talks like, an average person. And I feel like that's what gets his message across. But writing a truth social message like that is literally ridiculous. He sounds like somebody on a reality show. I know he is a reality show star, but he is the president right now. Anyways, here is Colbert. Take a listen.
On Friday, Donald Trump posted, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself.
More importantly, what I think we should all stop doing is letting Donald Trump play us. We all know that he is losing his base right now because he's not putting out the Epstein files. And every day he tries to come up with another thing to deflect our attention. And that's why he puts tweets out like this. He puts messages out like this so that we get talking. Like, Donald Trump is a master influencer. Like, that's what he does. Like, he is a better version than Kim Kardashian. Like, that's what he is. It's true. And that's how come he was able to become the president of the United States, is that he knows how to control the narrative in the media, and he knows how to get himself into conversations and out of conversations. And he doesn't care if it's popular or not, as long as we talk about it. And that is the what's the word I'm looking for? So I don't want to give him credit for it, but that is the not his method, but that is his MO. That's his MO. That's his mission, and it works every day. Every day. He's deflects, and it keeps on working. Anyways, let me know what you think about Donnie in the comment section below. Our second quick story. Joe Budden Network is projected to make over $20 million this year. Operating independently since the end of their exclusive Spotify contract, the Joe Budden Network reportedly makes $1.04 million monthly on Patreon. Pacing to exceed $12 million this year in subscriptions, the network also generates several millions from advertising dollars. After accidentally revealing the podcast Patreon revenue earlier this year, the Joe Budden Network shared their projected annual earnings with the New York Times, an amount they reportedly expect to exceed $20 million. So if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, Joe Budden put out this image because he wanted to show how many monthly viewers he had on Patreon, and he blacked out how much money he was actually making. But it's 2025, and the internet got to interneting and was able to see the number behind it, and they found out he made $1 million a month. To counteract that, instead of hiding and try to avoid it, now he's putting more fuel to the fire and saying, hey, there's nothing wrong with this. This is a business. This is what we do. I know our co-hosts are probably going to say they want more money, but this is a business, and let me double down and let y'all know that it's not just 12, but it's 20, because we make money from YouTube. We make money from this. We make money from ads. We make money from partnerships, etc. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I think that it's smart what he's doing. It shows that content creators, YouTubers, podcasters, streamers are the new money-making machines, right? We hear about Stephen Colbert and late night cutting back and not making money. And the reason why is because content creators and YouTubers are now taking over from legacy media. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with letting people know that you're profitable. If some of his co-hosts want to leave because of that, then let them leave. I think he'll be able to find new replacements. Joe Budden is a pioneer in this industry. He has every right to be making the money that he's making, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I love his strategy of doubling down, and I think it's going to be more beneficial. More people are going to want to listen to him. More advertisers are going to want to work with him, knowing how profitable he is. And for him to be making $1 million a month just off of Patreon, you know me, I'm not a hater. Shout out to Joe Budden. Our third quick story. Jay-Z and Beyonce reportedly take out $57 million mortgage on their Bel Air home. According to DailyMail.com, Jay-Z and Beyonce recently took out a $57.75 million mortgage on their Bel Air mansion, bringing their total borrowing on the house to $1.10 million. Listen carefully. The reported 30-year loan issued by Morgan Stanley's private bank comes with a 5% interest rate for the first 10 years and monthly payments of around $310,000. That's on top of the $52.8 million mortgage already given by Goldman Sachs. They originally bought their Bel Air estate for $88 million in 2017, then paid $200 million in cash for a Malibu compound last year. Despite that, they chose to keep their Bel Air property, reportedly because it's close proximity to their kids' school. The Bel Air mansion includes 8 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, 4 pools, 15-car garage, a full-size basketball court, and some crazy other amenities. Neither Beyonce or Jay-Z has commented on this report. Now, Why all of that information is important is this. Of course, I don't care about the houses. That's not what we're talking about. There has been a lot of speculation about Jay-Z and Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, and there was a video that leaked, and Desiree Perez is the CEO, Des saying, Rock Nation is not very profitable right now. They're losing money, they're hemorrhaging, etc., etc. Desiree Perez is being brought to court by her daughter, who is suing her and a bunch of stuff. Jay-Z is losing some deals. Like, there's a lot of talk about Jay-Z and Rock Nation. The fact now that he and Beyonce are taking out a loan for $57 million doesn't bode well for the rumors that's been going on about Rock Nation losing money and Jay and Beyonce losing deals. It could be that they're remortgaging their house for something else, but just from a financial standpoint, you wouldn't borrow $57 million at a time when money is not super cheap to borrow. I understand if it like the interest rates are super low or something with the economy, but it just doesn't add up right now with the money they should be making. You wouldn't go and put an extra $50 million mortgage on your house to bring it to $100 million. Something is going on. She'll see. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. Astronomer's new CEO speaks on Coldplay incident. Yes, people are still talking about this. The events of the past few days have received a level of media attention that few companies, let alone startups in small corners of the data and AI world, ever encounter. The spotlight has been unusual and surreal for our team, and while I would have never wished for it to happen like this, Astronomer is now a household name. At Astronomer, we have never shied away from challenges. A near decade of building this business has tested us time and time again. Each time we have emerged stronger. From starting a software company in Cincinnati, Ohio, to keeping the lights on through the collapse of the bank that held all of our cash, to scaling from 30 to 300 people during what happened in 2020. That demanded we do it all without even being in the same room, and yet we are still here. I love this message from the new CEO. Basically, what he's trying to say is, yo, we got a bunch of free press and a bunch of free attention. Let's spin this. Like, this. I said this to somebody the other day. I was like, what are they complaining about letting go of this CEO and putting him on leave and putting the girl on leave? Yo, you should give them bonuses, yo. You know what I mean? They were doing something in their own private life, etc., etc. Yo, they brought some attention and some money that you can't buy. So, hey, I like this new CEO. Again, I understand. We talked about this in social discussion. I understand that the CEO represents your brand and his decisions that he made weren't good, but he's on leave. I don't know, pay him off something, give him something like on the side, have this new CEO come in, but flip this, use this to your advantage. I would make this $1 billion company with this impression, because with this attention, because there isn't anybody on the planet that doesn't know about this company now. Our fifth quick story. Legendary heavy metal musician Ozzy Osbourne passes away at 76 years old. This is crazy, man. 2 days back to back. We're sending our condolences to the family of legendary musician Ozzy Osbourne following the news of his passing. According to Sky News, Ozzy's family announced his passing in a statement. The family says, "It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love." Ozzy's passing comes less than 3 weeks after he performed on stage in Birmingham Willamette Park. He reunited with his Black Sabbath bandmates for a farewell concert. Isn't that cool? We are keeping his loved ones lifted in prayer. So, see how you just sometimes you just get a feeling to do something and you don't know when there's a bigger reason? 3 weeks ago, he was on stage for a farewell concert, and look what happened. Now, admittedly, I don't know any of Ozzy Osbourne's music. I've never listened to Black Sabbath. I think that's the name, Black Sabbath. But of course, I do remember the MTV show. What was it like? Welcome to the Osbournes, or maybe it was just the Osbournes. Such a good show. Such a good show. And Ozzy Osbourne was crazy even back then. I mean, without saying anything, I'm surprised he lived this long. Like the amount of DRUG that man has done, and even the show, what was it, 15 years ago? He looked like he was on things back then. So hey, 76 years old. It is still young in this day and age, but with everything that he put his body through, I'm sure he's happy and he has lived the life that he wanted to. Of course, I remember the kids, his wife, Sharon. I feel sorry for them. But I feel like Ozzy lived the life that he wanted to live. So shout out to Ozzy Osbourne. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys remember the MTV show in the comment section below. All right, and this brings me to my favorite segment, Comments of the Day. All right, before we get to Comments of the Day, y'all know I have to ask you my very, very important question. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/Trent Out Loud for a free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. And if you're like me that have your credit card in your phone or you buy stuff online, some of your information has already been out there, and Aura can help take it down and let you know if anything has been exposed. Free for 14 days, all right? Let me give you some more information. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers that sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may have already had a digital security tool or may already still have one, but not having Aura is like leaving your front door locked, but leaving your back door open. Like I said, anytime you buy anything online or do anything on your phone, from your phone, your information is out there, and then these marketers can go on and sell your information. Aura could get all that information offline for you for free for 14 days, and it's up to you if you want to continue with them. But you'll be amazed to find out how these people get your information. It's actually really scary. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is found on the dark web after they take it off for you. They give you real-time fraud alerts if any of your credit cards or banking information is exposed, a secure VPN, antivirus, or password manager, and they have US-based support round-the-clock customer service if anything does go wrong. And Aura also offers a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package, which is amazing because in the event that something does go wrong, they provide you insurance. All right. So nothing to fear when you have Aura. Here is the QR code. Take out your phone, follow the link. Like I said, it's absolutely free. Just try it. Guaranteed some of your information is out there. At least I could take it off for free. It's up to you if you want to continue with them after to make sure it stays off and never goes again. Just give it a try and see. You'll be surprised. Now, on to the comments of the day. You guys are still, first of all, you guys are the best, man. You guys are still sending me messages. Trent, I'm so happy that you're back. Good to see you back. I'm glad you're all right. Thank you so much for that. And also a lot of the messages are happy belated birthday, and to my dad also. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Most of the other comments also too are still about Malcom-Jamal Wagner. Most people are saying their favorite episodes. I brought out one from Joyce Williams. She says, mine is when he learned the value of money. Bill Cosby was the landlord and Rudy was the banker. Gordon Gartrell, learning the value of money, so classic. And I think the earring one and the dancing for the grandparents are pretty much top four, man. That is pretty much top four. Anyways, Joyce, thank you for that. Once again, thank you, Aura, for sponsoring the comment section. Here is a QR code once again. Thank you guys very much for commenting. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. Now, I wanted to continue from yesterday. I really loved yesterday's social discussion, so I want to carry it on again today. For those of you who didn't see it, yesterday's social discussion was, are we living our life the proper way? Are we living our life fulfilling ourselves, the inside of ourselves, or are we only fulfilling the material things? Are we only fulfilling what we need for an Instagram post? And it was Scotty Scheffler, the number one golfer in the world, saying, okay, I enjoy being number one. I enjoy winning championships. But after I win it and I cheer, it's like, what's next? What are we going to eat for dinner? Where are we going to go? And I love talking about this stuff. I talk about that in my book. I talk about it as many times as I can. And I guess today I wanted to kind of put a little bit of a spin on it and ask the question and discuss with you guys, not only are we, but I think more importantly is why? Like, why don't we as a society live and focus more on fulfilling things and not as and instead of always focusing on the material things? Why is that? I have admittedly made the mistake to I've said it to you guys a bunch of times, but even though that I have made that mistake, I still feel throughout my life, I've always been able to remind myself throughout my life. And overall, I've been always trying to, yes, again, mistakenly fulfill the material things, but I feel like generally I am trying to fulfill my passion inside of me, which is living out my truth. So whether I was in the music industry, whether I was acting, or whether I had my stores, or whether now I'm doing my podcast, I might get sidetracked sometimes, but I've always done me, and I've always done the things that fulfill me. But why do we make these mistakes? As much as I'm passionate about it and I talk about it, why do we get sidetracked? Why do we get caught up in these things? Like even Scotty's like, why am I getting caught up in winning this Masters when I know it's not going to fulfill me? And I guess that's why I'm bringing it to you guys. I don't have the answer. Why? Is it like some of you guys say, social media is distracting us? Social media is always, taking us off our game. But what about before social media? Like, why? We know that the material thing, the house, the car, the this, whatever, we know it's not fulfilling. We know that's not the purpose in our life. And again, like somebody like me, that I most of the time purposefully live my life for fulfillment. Why do we get sidetracked? What is it? What's the temptation for? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section below. All right, you guys, that is it for today's show. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. I thought we had a fun show. That social discussion got me really thinking. I could really talk about that forever. Anyways, also, thank you so much to Aura again for sponsoring the comment section. Here is the QR code. Make sure y'all sign up. QR code or the link below. Trust me, it is a good deal, free for 14 days. Just trust me, take it. Lastly, before I let you guys go, just want to remind you guys of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud Show. For those of you who are used to watching the show on YouTube, if you're ever going on a flight or you're ever going in a car, you don't have access to internet, have no fear, because we're available on all podcast platforms and you could download the show and take us with you. Just go to any podcast site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily on podcast platforms. So there's always a show there for you to download. Now, vice versa, talking about podcasts, thank you everybody who is used to watching the show on podcast platforms. However, we want you to leave the podcast platforms and come over to YouTube, because it's a vibe over here, all right? Trust me, that's where all the Out Louders are. That's where everybody hangs out. The comment section is lit. All the, yo, welcome back, Trent. Yo, where are you? Birthdays, Malcom-Jamal Wagner, Trump, the discussions back and forth, even people that want to drag me. It's all here over on YouTube, all right? So come over and check us out on the tube. Go over to YouTube and type in Trent Out Loud, the show pop up. A couple of things that you're going to need to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithming. And just like what I talked about, please comment. You got to comment, all right? I do the show by myself. I ask you guys questions. I ask you guys for comments. If you don't comment, I'm just talking by myself, and that's just not cool, all right? I need your interaction. For those of you who don't want to join in on the conversation, totally understandable. I just like to at least know where you guys are watching from. So just say, hey, it's blah, 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 watching from whatever part of the world you are in, all right? Lastly, for those who are really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones, because when you share the channel, it grows the channel. I appreciate y'all. For those of you who want to check me out outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. And as you heard me mention throughout the show, we also now have a new Instagram handle another Instagram handle titled The Trent Out Loud Show. And on that Instagram page, you'll get some stories that we're going to talk about before the show, after the show, some videos that we can't play in entirety on YouTube for copyright reasons or because for sensitivity reasons. So you'll get a little bit more kind of like before and after the show if you follow that Instagram page, The Trent Out Loud Show. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.